This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos.
If you promised his word, why are you crying? You shouldn't be shocked because the promise he made was mass deportation. This is an article from November of 2023 that outlined the Trump administration's plans should they get a second term. They talked about building expansive camps, sprawling detention centers to hold migrants, something that seems to be already underway in Texas. They talked about limiting or completely eliminating the acceptance of asylum seekers or refugees, something that they've already moved towards doing with the elimination of CBP-1 and an attempt to return back to the Remain in Mexico policy, as well as moving to remove temporary protective status from various Latin American immigrants. They talked about returning to the Eisenhower model, which, if you don't know what this is a reference to the 1950s Operation Wetback, which was an attempt to remove undocumented immigrants from the United States that also led to the deportation of U.S. citizens. They talked about not just mobilizing ICE and the Border Patrol, but also deputizing other federal agents, for example, the DEA or the ATF, and giving them deportation powers, which recently is something they've already moved to do. Not to mention that they also talked about using the military to help in these mass deportation efforts, which, guess what? They're already moving to do that as well. So why are you crying, Myra? What's with the crocodile tears? This is exactly what you voted for. He told you he was going to do this, and you voted for him anyway. And now you want to sit there and cry about, oh, my people. You didn't give a shit about your people. You actively voted against our best interest. And it really shouldn't have come as a shock because 2023 wasn't the first time that people were talking about this. That was an article from the New York Times. Here's an article that I wrote titled "If Trump Wins in 2020, where I outlined the exact same things because these things have been in the works for the Trump administration as far back as 2020 when they were trying to get a second term then. This includes ending birthright citizenship, which I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they're trying to do that now as well. And it's not like they've been quiet about this. They've been loud. They're proud about it. So how is it that you don't know? You said you trusted his word. Clearly you were listening, right? If you trusted his word. And you voted for him anyway. You saw people at his rallies holding these signs, and now you're sitting there crying because they're implementing mass deportations the way they told you they were going to do, the way they said they wanted to do that. They've been saying it as far back as 2020. And then you're going to sit there in another video talking about how you don't care because you're going to stand up for your Latino community. Sit down. You already failed us.